polynomials packet. We will have 3 different days working on polynomials. Remember, with polynomials, you always want to distribute the number in front to all terms. If there's a negative sign in front of the parentheses, it's a -1. And like terms must have the same letters and exponents in order to be like terms. So x squared goes with x squared, x goes with x. And anytime you see parentheses with the squared on the outside, it means to write it twice. Remember when we did these during the school year, I had you guys highlight them, the like terms, so then we knew what to combine. So if you want to get your highlighters out, you can. So if we look at example number 1, it says 3x plus 5x. Well, this is an x and this is an x, so they are like terms. So 3x plus 5x, 3 plus 5, if you go into your calculator, is 8x. We don't do anything with the x because we only added them because they were both x's. If we look at number 3, -6x squared plus 4x squared. Again, x squared and x squared, so they are both like terms. So -6 plus 4 in your calculator gives us -2, and bring along the x squared. If you look at number 5, I have 5x squared plus 4x minus 6x squared minus 5x. 5x squared and -6x squared are like terms because they are both x squareds. Remember to always keep the sign in front of the number with it. And then I have a positive 4x and a -5x that are like terms. If I do 5 minus 6, I get -1x squared. And if I do positive 4 minus 5, I get -1x. Number 7, we have 3x squared plus 10x plus 3 minus 6x squared minus 3x plus 2. So if I look, I have a 3x squared and a -6x squared. Then I have a 10x and a -3x. Then I have a 3 and a 2. So if I combine my like terms, 3x squared minus 6x squared, 3 minus 6 on your calculator is a -3x squared. 10 minus 3 on your calculator is a positive 7x. And 3 plus 2 is 5. On to number 9. If we look at number 9, we've got to pay attention with number 9. We have parentheses now. Notice in front of these parentheses there's a negative, but there's no number there, so it's really a -1. So I need to distribute that -1 to every single thing inside the parenthesis. So I bring down my x squared plus 4x plus 3. -1 times 5 is -5x squared. -1 times -3 is a positive 3x. And -1 times 1 is a -1. Now we need to combine our like terms. I have an x squared and I have a -5x squared. Next we have a 4x, a positive 4x, and a positive 3x. And then we have a positive 3 and a -1. So when I combine my like terms, remember this is really a 1x squared if there's nothing there. So 1 minus 5 is a -4x squared. 4 plus 3 is a positive 7x. And 3 minus 1 is a positive 2. Number 11, there is a 3 in front of the parentheses, so I have to distribute the 3 to everything inside the parentheses. So 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 2 is 6. There is no like terms there. Those are not alike. So there is nothing left we have to do. -2 is in front of parentheses, so it needs to multiply to both pieces. -2 times 5 is -10x. -2 times -2 is a +4. I need to distribute the 4 to all of my pieces. 4 times x squared is 4x squared. 4 times 3 is 12x. And 4 times -1 is -4. Again, none of those are alike, so there's no like terms that I have to combine. Again, there's a 4 in front of my parentheses. It has to get distributed to all terms inside the parentheses. 4 times 3 is 12x squared. 4 times -2 is -8x. And 4 times 12 is 48. Again, no like terms. There's nothing to combine, so we are done with that one. Number 19. -5 is in front of the parentheses, so it needs to be distributed to all of them. -5 times 2 is -10x squared. -5 times 3 is -15x. And -5 times -7 is a +35. None of those are like terms, so we don't combine any of them. Number 21, distribute 1/2 to all 3 pieces. 1/2 times 4 is 2x squared. 1/2 times -6 is -3x. And 1/2 times 12 is 6. Easily, you could have typed 1/2 times each of these numbers in your calculator if you were unsure what they were. None of those terms are alike, so that is all we can do there. That is all we're doing for today's work out of that packet. Your job now is to try 2 through 22, so up to this one right here, the even problems. Remember that on the quiz at the end of the week, there will be questions from this packet. Some may be ones that I did, some may be ones that you have to do on your own. It is in your best interest to do the You Try ones on your own now, and then if you have questions on any of them, you can email me.